What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the first ever edition of Schmidt's MLB Picks on Guy Boston Sports. I am so grateful for this opportunity, excited to be a part of this community. I've been watching from afar and now finally getting to take over the MLB Picks. And shout out to Evan for putting me on. He's been doing a phenomenal job with the NBA and MLB videos each and every day on Guy Boston Sports. And I'm ready for this ride. I want to bring you guys the best possible picks every day, do my research, really grind this season. The MLB season's long, of course, but lots of money to be made. So I am so stoked, guys. A little bit about myself. I am from Nashville, Tennessee, born and raised. We didn't have an MLB team, but that's okay. I had relatives in the Bay Area, and I got to go to a bunch of San Francisco Giants games and Oakland A's games growing up. I fell in love with the Giants in 2009, and don't call me the good luck charm, but the franchise going on to win 3 World Series in 5 years, no big deal after I became a fan. So that was awesome. And of course, Atlanta being close to Nashville, I've gone to a couple of Braves games growing up. And baseball has just been one of my favorite sports. You know, playing t-ball since I was this big, and just love for the game. I love sports. I'm a graduate of the Arizona State Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication, sports journalist and broadcaster. So I live, eat, and breathe sports, and I'm just so excited for this, guys. Ready to deliver the best picks possible. Let's dive right in. It is May 9th, and we have 11 games on the slate today. 2 a part of the 2 early ones, the makeups from all of the weather cancellations over the weekend. I'm sure if you follow MLB, you saw a lot of the games postponed, especially on Friday and Saturday. We saw some of those games. And getting right into it, the schedule is the Royals at the Orioles. So my picks for this game, I'm taking the Royals money line. You'll find out that this season it's all about fading the Orioles, fading the Reds, and taking the Dodgers run line. And that's your best picks every day, it seems like, because the Orioles and the Reds are not going to do well this season. That's just a fact. So we are riding with the Royals money line, and I think that this game will go over 7.5 runs. That's a good play there. On to our second game of the day. It is the Texas Rangers at the New York Yankees, and the Yankees have been red hot this season. Of course, they have Nestor Cortez Jr. starting on the mound today, and he has a 1.82 ERA, one of the stellar pitchers on that Yankees staff. So I am riding with the Yankees run line at -1.5. It's plus 110 odds. Very good play there, I think, for the Yankees, able to beat the Rangers by 2 or more runs today. And with that being said, with Cortez in the game, I'm leaning the under. I think this game should stay under 7.5. But of course, you never know with these over-unders. We saw that I had actually had money on the under for the Phillies Mets game, and Phillies were up 7-1, and then blew the game 8-7. So it's tough with MLB to go with the over unders. But this game, I definitely see the Yankees winning by 2 or more runs, but definitely staying under 8 runs total, especially with John Gray pitching for the Rangers. And now the next game on the day is the Dodgers hosting the Pittsburgh Pirates. So, like I said, Dodgers run line is going to be a probable play almost every day. This team is going to win 2/3 of their games, and probably most of the wins coming by 2 or more runs. So the Pirates, not that great of a team this season. We're riding with the Dodgers money line at -145. Pretty solid play there. And then, of course, Urias is starting on the bump for the Dodgers. 2-1, 1.88 ERA on the season. He's getting it done. and I see the Dodgers rolling over the Pirates. Now, on to the next game. The Brewers at the Reds. Like I said, we're fading the Reds all season long. You look at they're dead last in the run line record in the MLB. The Reds, I think they're like 8-20 against the run line. So, like I said, fade the Reds this season, and so we're taking the Brewers -1.5 run line. That is plus odds at plus 100. That's what I got. So a good play there. You know, got to fade the Reds, of course. And then over under at 7, I think that's pretty low. So the Brewers have the bats starting to cook lately. Of course, some struggles offensively early on for the Brewers, but I think that that they score over 5 runs in this game, and that the Reds might get 2 or 3 runs themselves. So that should put us in the over for Brewers Reds. Now, next game, the Athletics are in Detroit to take on the Tigers tonight. Blackburn versus Pineda, and Blackburn's 3-0. He's been dealing. Just missed picking him up off the waiver wire from my fantasy team, unfortunately. But he is kicking butt. So we are going to ride with the Oakland money line, and that is looking juicy. Of course, Oakland, let's see here. Oakland is plus 110. So they are the underdog on the road in Detroit, and I really like that play on the money line. And then the over-under at 7 runs. I think this game just squeaks past 7. Most of these games today are looking like we're gonna go over. The only game that I'm seeing a good underplay maybe is the Yankees, Rangers, and possibly Arizona and Miami. But we'll get to that in very shortly. Next game is the Cleveland Guardians at the Chicago White Sox, and Plesac on the mound, 1-3 against Kopech. He has yet to start this season, but I think, with the White Sox at home, they're starting to find their groove a little bit. So we're going to ride with the White Sox money line in this one, and a lean to the under 7.5 because the Cleveland Guardians picked it up a little bit offensively as of late, but in this matchup, I think that this game stays under 8 runs. But the best play, I think, is that White Sox money line. So we're riding. Next up is going to be the Tampa Bay Rays at the Los Angeles Angels, and Noah Syndergaard on the mound for the Angels, and then Springs starting for the Rays. So thinking that the A's will come through today with the victory. That's at -120 for the Angels money line, and then the over/under at 7.5. And this game should go over, especially with we know the bats of Ohtani and Trout and company on the Angels squad, and then of course the Tampa Bay Rays have been pretty consistent offensively in their own right. So I see this game maybe being like 5-4 for the Angels, or like 6-4, something like that. So I think the play there is definitely the Angels money line. Now our next game of the day will be the Chicago Cubs at the San Diego Padres, and this game will be tonight. Hendricks on the mound for the Cubs, taking on Gore, who is 2-0 for the Padres this season. And I am liking the Padres money line in this one. The Cubs, have been pretty shaky this season, I would say. So the Padres should be able to get it done, opening up the series against the Cubs at home. I like the money line in that one. And then the over-under at 7 runs, thinking that this game should go over 7 runs, especially if the Padres get the offense rolling, and then the Cubs should be able to add maybe 2 or 3 runs to the board, especially when the bullpen comes in for the Padres. But I do like San Diego taking this one outright with the money line. Next up, we have the Philadelphia Phillies at the Seattle Mariners, and Ranger Suarez on the mound. He is 2-1 this season with the Phillies. And then Chris Flexen, I got him on my fantasy team. Tough to pick against a guy that you need to ball out for you. But Flexen actually has been struggling this season. 1-4 in starts. The Mariners have been solid at home this season, but I think that the Phillies are pissed off. They blew that game against the Mets. The offense has been cooking for the Phillies with Schwarber, Castellanos, and Harper and those guys. So I think that the Phillies win the first game of the series in Seattle, and they are at plus odds on the money line. I really like that play for the Phillies today. Chris Flexen should be able to get it done himself, but the bullpen probably not going to keep up with this Phillies offense down the stretch of the game. And then the over-under at 7.5. Liking the over in this one. I think that Seattle's offense, them being at home, they will get a few runs on the board. But of course, like I said, the Phillies offense has been red hot as of late, and this game should hit the over easily. And now, my hometown team here in Phoenix, where I am living, the Arizona Diamondbacks are hosting the Miami Marlins for a 3-game series. And the D-backs, a team that people thought would be one of the worst in the league, now over 500, getting the series victory over the Rockies this past weekend. I got to go to 2 of the games, so that was a lot of fun. But today, I think after the D-backs sweeping the Marlins in Miami last week, that the Marlins are going to come in with a vengeance and take game 1 tonight here in Phoenix. The Marlins money line is my play in that one. And looking at the odds, the Marlins taking this one tonight at minus 115 on the money line. And now, last but not least, our final game on this first ever edition of Schmidt's MLB Picks on Guy Boston Sports. It's the Rockies visiting the San Francisco Giants, and I really like the Giants run line in this one. Carlos Rodon on the mound for the Giants, and he's been stellar this season. And the Rockies putting out Austin Gomber, but I think that the Rockies struggling against the Arizona Diamondbacks this past weekend, losing the series 1-2. I think that they are going to struggle again offensively in San Francisco. Everybody talks about Colorado being able to hit the ball on their home field, but when the Rockies are away, I think it's better to fade this team, at least at what we've seen so far this season. So I'm taking the Giants run line minus 1.5. It is minus odds at 115. But I do see the Giants winning by 2 or more runs in this one. Over-under at 7. Leaning over 7. Thinking that the Giants are going to put up a good amount of runs in this one. And then the Rockies should be able to tack on 1 or 2 at least in San Francisco. But that will do it for the lines and our leans for the over-unders. Now it's time for the NRFI play of the day, and our NRFI play today on Guy Boston Sports is going to be in the Philadelphia Phillies Seattle Mariners game. That NRFI is at minus 140. Pretty solid odds for a NRFI. I don't really like to go over minus 140 if you're taking a NRFI, but that one right in the slot. So I'm taking the minus 140 no-run first inning in the Phillies-Mariners game. We shall see how we do today. That will be it for Schmidt's MLB Picks. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for following along. You can catch all of my daily picks at my Twitter. It is the Ethan Schmidt, and I'm so excited to begin this journey with you guys. Just so grateful to be a part of the community, and we'll love to hear from y'all. But feel free to comment, leave your plays Of course, we'll start taking the hashtag ride of the day, just like Evan does on his videos. But now, of course, Ethan Schmidt taking over the MLB daily betting picks each and every day on Guy Boston Sports. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already and become a baller. We are so thankful for our ballers on Guy Boston Sports, and that continues to grow. Of course, just $2.99 a month, and you get exclusive content. And we are going to start doing giveaways for our ballers on the channel, and we are so grateful for you. And of course, you can keep up with me on my Twitter at the Ethan Schmidt, and that will do it for our May 9th MLB picks. Again, I am so excited to begin this journey with all of you. Let's cast some bets. Let's win some money. Hopefully tomorrow when we come back on the show, we'll be hashtag Wasitive, and I am so grateful to be a part of Guy Boston Sports. Ethan Schmidt signing out. We'll see you tomorrow.